look how big this red maple is.
Marvelous tree.
Chinese maple. It is huge.
How'd you like to go up to that little window up there?
Pretend to be a ghost.
You'd like to get up in that little window?
Yeah.
This is the Munich Gallery. Great house. Oh, I love this wraparound porch. Oh my goodness! That was like a ghost attack.
It was.
Wow. Everyone is like, we just got punished by the ghost. We had 2 cups fly at us at the same time. Maybe that was the ghost telling us to buzz off. Hello and welcome everyone. This weekend we have a very special journey ahead to a place which cable news has called the most haunted town in America. A quiet town on the far northeast corner of the state called Atchison, Kansas. The story begins on July 4th, 1804, when the intrepid explorers Lewis and Clark, paddling their canoes up the Missouri River, asked their Native American translator about a tall bluff seen in the distance. That, he said, is a place called Kansas, which means people of the south wind. And who are the people of the south wind? Inquired Meriwether Lewis. Many, many moons ago, a tribe my people were friendly with went to go camp and hunt on the other side of the river, but no one saw them again. It was like they disappeared into the wind. That afternoon, Lewis and Clark pulled their boats onto the shore and began searching the area, where they found an abandoned village of teepees, but no sign of any living person. Their native guide ascended the tall bluff by the river, and when he came back down, he said, "Quickly, into the boats. We must leave this place. Hurry!" What he saw on the tall hill is unknown to history. Lewis and Clark's translator and other natives along the way pleaded for them to turn their boats around and go back, but the expedition proceeded nonetheless. Sadly, Meriwether Lewis would spend the rest of his life battling severe anxiety and attacks of insanity. Eventually, he committed suicide. A half-century later, in 1854, a town called Atchison was founded on the exact same tall bluff by the river's edge, named for U.S. Senator David Rice Atchison. During the Civil War era, the riverfront city became a vital port for transporting valuable cargo, and the town became home to many wealthy merchants. Atchison was the birthplace of aviation great Amelia Earhart, who set world records in her aeroplane before one day tragically disappearing over the sea. Subsequently, she has become one of the most iconic people of the 20th century. But Atchison isn't a story about people. It's a story of ghosts. It's said that to this day, the Kansas, or Kaw Indians as history now identifies them, refer to the tall bluffs by the Missouri River as the world of the dead. Indeed, it would seem that almost every street of this old Victorian town has a ghostly form to be feared. Beginning with Atchison Street itself, a steeply descending red brick road, where in the 1800s a woman traveling by horse and buggy lost control of her animals, became unhitched, and plummeted all the way down the hill into the freezing cold river. Men walking alone on the ferry slip today tell of hearing a woman's ever so slight voice beckoning, luring them to join her in the murky depths below. The voice is faint but audible, and they insist it is no joke. Then there is the Gargoyle Home, a fabulous house built by B.P. Wagner in 1885, a local businessman and politician who is rumored to have accumulated his wealth by making a deal with Satan. 100 years later, a new owner of the house fell to his doom while attempting to remove the ungodly statues from the roof. It seems those gargoyles weren't ready to feel like going anywhere just yet. The ghost of Nellie Trueblood, an old maid schoolteacher who died bereft and surrounded by cats in her North 3rd Street home. Decades later, as the house was being prepared for restorations, evidently to Ms. Trueblood's chagrin, a ball of glowing light the size of a gumdrop began hovering around workers, and even blocking them going down hallways. Renovations on the house were never completed. Molly's Hollow is the legend of a girl who ran away from the high school prom and hanged herself in a hollow of trees in the town park. Visitors now see a shadow of some disembodied person following behind their own silhouette in the park. Also spooking the town is Hangman Bill, an honorary depot man who would get his kicks from hanging by his hands off the side of cargo being unloaded by cranes. Until one day, a load of lumber he was dangling from tipped over and pummeled him like a pile of battering rams a split second after he hit the ground. Boom! The old Santa Fe Depot, now an embarking point for the town's trolley tours, is where people often hear the footsteps of clod-heavy work boots running above them. Dum, 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 dum. Except the problem is, it's a one-story building. The Munich House, a stately mansion built in 1885, said to be popular around the turn of the century for hosting late-night Saturday parties. And on one fateful night, a maid rushing down the back staircase to her duties in the kitchen accidentally fell and tumbled to her death on the landing below. The Munich House is now a fine art gallery, but over a century later, it is still plagued by a haunted memory. The lights on the back stairway routinely flicker on and off without explanation. And in 2003, a tour group looking up at the second floor saw a woman in her early 20s peering over the banister at them. The tour guide and the entire tour group quickly ran up the staircase, but found no one there. One of the most famous hauntings in Atchison, and indeed the entire world, is the Sally House. The legendary ghost story began in 1993 when a young couple named the Pickmans moved into the old empty house at 508 North 2nd Street. Shortly after their arrival, a little girl, approximately kindergarten age, began showing up in the house, just randomly appearing. She said her name was Sally. And then she would quickly run down the basement stairs, or even disappear out a window. At first, the Pickmans wondered if they were losing their minds. But the thing was, other people in town also saw Sally. Witnesses from that time period remember a little girl playing in the front yard as they drove by. At first, this apparition seemed almost humorous, but then the situation turned violent. The father of the family started getting scratched, burned, blistered, and even beaten. On one incident, he was lifted in the air and slammed against the wall. the house began breaking out into fires, one after another. A skeptical investigator of the Pickmans almost wondered if the couple were setting the fires themselves, until, upon one visit to the house, he saw the little girl with his own eyes. The town of Atchison gained national attention during these events. Featured on TV shows like Haunted Towns, Haunted Heartland, and Ghost Adventures. And also a 2002 movie called Sightings, not to be confused with the 1990s TV series Sightings, in which a crew member was famously attacked by Sally. Some in the paranormal community theorize there is no Sally. Only an evil entity pretending to be a little girl. And the rushing river by the tall bluff is its portal from the underworld. But tonight, we will be staying across the street from the Sally house, at a place called the Glick Mansion. A Gothic-inspired Victorian mansion built in 1873 by future governor of Kansas George Washington Glick and his wife Elizabeth. Glick was partners in a law office with Amelia Earhart's grandfather, who lived just around the corner, and it's said that young Amelia was a frequent visitor, often staying overnight in a guest room upstairs. Today, the Gothic-inspired home is called the Tuck You In, a tea room and sleepover house, serving quiche, hors d'oeuvres, and English coffee to delighted guests. But visitors beware, because there is rumored to be a ghost in the manor. An unknown ghost that slams doors and also rattles doorknobs, taps on windows. The identity of this invisible trickster is yet to be found out. But this evening we will be staying up all night, alone in the empty mansion, and we will do our best to find answers to this mystery. So please join us as we search for the ghost of Atchison, Kansas. Very funny, wise guy. Very funny. Hey, where you going? Get back here. All right, you ready for an evening at a haunted mansion?
Let's do it. Wow!
This is called the Tuck You In at Glick Mansion.
Looks like a castle tower.
It does. On the National Register of Historic Places.
It's beyond beautiful.
This is the former home of the 9th governor of Kansas and his wife.
Just imagine a big flowing dress as she came down as the governess. Waves to all the people, all the locals.
Yes, she loved doing that.
And she carried the big dress down the stairs to her carriage.
It's like you were there.
Some beautiful flowers are going to bloom here very soon.
Yes, I like these too. How'd you like to go out on that little balcony up there? Maybe you can go to the castle tower. Unless that's where the ghost lives.
That was probably the servants' entrance.
Yes. We have the servants' quarters. That's where I will be entering. since I'm a butler bear. My duties as a bear and a butler require me to use this entrance. I am both bear and butler.
Very good butler.
The little chef.
This is the little guy who makes our breakfast in the morning.
His name is Pietro.
His name is Pietro. It's Pietro Gambino. He makes the finest Italian coffee you've ever had.
We call it Fresca.
What do you think about this?
Oh, I love that. Yep, that is a very old, very original locket. It looks like something Amelia Earhart would have worn. I really like this stained glass window too. It's a vase of flowers. Oh my goodness, look at this old radio with the lamp.
I know, I was looking at this. What do you think that you used to listen to on this?
The Grand Ole Opry. They listen to War of the Worlds broadcast. Oh my goodness.
It still works.
It turns on.
Pirate ship of Oka.
Oh, you found a pirate ship. This is called the President's Room.
I see.
There we go. Wow, the sunroom.
So amazing in here.
Yes, very bright. And a bird cage. Room for birds to hang out in. How special this is. There's a little figurine in it.
We got there some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
Double jelly. Okay, here we are. I think that's your vinaigrette. Hooray, hooray!
It's a good thing you got your own. I don't think you can share.
Italian food from Paolucci's Deli. Congrats. And I got the club sandwich.
Good choice on that. That's why we need a bird bath. So that Sherman can watch the little birdies bathe.
He calls them chicken nuggets.
Oh, yes, he does. There's a huge bumblebee.
Oh no!
It's like the size of a bird.
Oh no!
Wow. Check him out. Oh, he's huge. Check him out. Oh, he's buried under there. See him?
Yeah, oh, he's big.
Big boy. Oh, look how cute. We have turkey puppies up there.
Yes!
Butler Bear, reporting for historical duties. A man of great mystery.
We're here at the site of Lewis and Clark's original crossing. This was the original homeland of the Kansa Indians. As early as the 1600s, the Kansa or Kaw Indians migrated from their homes on the Mississippi River to what is now northeastern Kansas. In the 1700s, the Kansa occupied villages on the west bank of the Missouri. And here is a pictorial of the Kansa Indians in one of their grand lodges. And a map of Kansa villages between 1724 and 1873. This is the Lewis and Clark expedition, and if you'd like to look at the map, they began on the east coast here in 1803 and arrived at the Pacific Ocean in 1805. And their trail came right along here. According to their writings, they walked on the shore above this creek. And here we have a relief of the larger map. You are here! That is the bridge between Kansas and Missouri.
Wow! What are you thinking?
Thinking about drinking.
Are you thinking about drinking?
No. I'm thinking that right behind us is the bluff where the Native American burial ground is. And it's also where the Sally House was built. Man, I am still shaken up after that ghost attack back there. What was that? We weren't even doing anything, and this 50-mile-an-hour wind just came and just blew. Yes, it just picked up everything it could find and threw it at us.
Ghost activity. Document it.
Yeah, it's like this branch came down on the sidewalk for somebody to be walking underneath it. Goodness.
I don't think a wolf's gonna huff and puff and blow this house down. Look at the gargoyle up top. It's a gargoyle.
Oh, there is a gargoyle. Oh, wow. It's another wind attack. It's like the ghost wanted this branch to come down and people walking down the sidewalk.
Like a stick dog the bounty hunter would have during a meeting.
That's a wisdom stick. Great wisdom stick. We have a black cat crossing in front of us. Carriage house, gift shop, and theater. How interesting.
Look at that architecture.
And a theater in the back. A theater company. I would love to go to a theater showing.
Oh, wouldn't that be nice?
Goodness, did you feel that chilly wind come up? I'm starting to think there's a ghost following us around. Everywhere we go, it's like the wind is after us.
I have nobody to torment except for us.
I can't remember a day when we were so savaged by random wind.
Tied up with string. What do you think?
I think you better do a backflip, buddy.
All right, here, dog. Dismount!
Funny. The Missouri River. This is where the great expeditioners crossed on their way to the American West. And come view the sunset hour. Marvelous view. You can see for miles. This bluff is the Native American burial grounds. And we gotta keep rocking and grooving. This is the second black cat that's walked in front of us. Goodness. What are they hiding in that tower? A lot of scary things have happened in that building. Wah! Wah!
Oh my god, what is that?
What is that thing?
Is that a skeleton? Someone's got a sick mind.
It's like something from Sleepy Hollow.
Okay, you want to see the creepiest thing of all? Check out the skeleton with the tiny little person on the front.
Oh my goodness. Wee 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 all the way home. This Ghost Rider has a little buckaroo with him.
The horror.
Oh my word.
That's what he's saying. Crow on it?
Yes, very creepy. Bathroom door just swung open on me.
Okay,
That happened to you too, right?
it totally happened to me when I ran up here earlier. It swung open, stayed open,
It didn't just open a little bit.
No,
It
no.
swung open.
and then closed.
Well, mine didn't close, but mine swung open.
Mine did both.
I guess it's an air pressure thing, but I was like, why did it wait until I was in the restroom for like a minute and then swing open?
And we're on the second floor. So, not a lot of open and closing of doors up here.
It was so random.
Not to mention, we're the only guests in this hotel.
We're the only people here, and it was a little surprising when the door just said, "Open sesame," and just whipped right open, and so I'm not gonna freak out about it, but we both had the same door open on us.
I think if we stay up a little longer, we might catch some other mysterious things. Mentioning the Sally houses across the street. Like, look,
Yes.
those don't venture over here.
In fact, you can see the Sally house through the window here.
Oh my gosh.
There it is right over there. I hope you can get to sleep tonight. By the way, I'm not kidding about that door. It
No,
just
I'm not either.
swung
No. It
open.
freaked me out earlier.
I'm not kidding. Like, I was just standing there in the bathroom.
There's no drafts up here. No windows are open. No guests are here. We're on the second floor. The AC's not on.
Yeah, the AC's not on. It's been 70
room.
all day. There's no AC, and that door just. I guess it's an old house, so I know in old houses doors like to shake, rattle, and roll. But
you did a 50-50 on that one. I really do think there's a ghost here. No, I definitely felt a presence when I was here by myself.
Really?
Yeah, no, definitely, I did.
Well, I remember when you jumped back in the car, you were like, I felt something.
No, I really, really did.
You're like the woman in the Popeyes commercial. I'm experiencing some things.
It's too bad we didn't bring the laser ghost equipment. Did we, Daddy? Did we bring the laser?
Maybe we did. I can't remember.
Because we have so many empty rooms, it would be so fun to play up here.
To test what's going on in this house, we have brought the laser detection system. We are going to turn this on in the darkness of night and see what happens. I have a feeling something may be moving around in this house at night. The idea is that if something black is moving through the dark here, we'll see them breaking up the laser pattern.
If you're from the Sally house, you're welcome here. Did you hear that?
Yes, it sounded like a tin box.
Yeah, it did.
Look on the top edge of the couch.
I see movement.
Yes, it's almost like a cloud.
Ooh, did you see that? Did you see that great?
Yes, there's a streak.
Almost like a
I
shooting
saw it
star.
too.
Oh.
There was a shadow that went down across the frame. Oh, wow. You were not joking about that.
All the lights just went dim. All the lights are going dim.
Oh, wow.
Look how creepy that little person is in the corner over there.
Yeah, that old man over there.
Did you see
Oh,
that?
yes.
Did you see that?
Yes, it went across the other side now.
Inside the picture frame, it was almost like a ghost moving through the picture frame.
Oh, did you see that streak?
Oh, I see it. Did you see that in the picture just a second ago?
No, what was it?
It was like a fog that just went through the mirror.
Oh my God. Inside the picture frame, you say?
Yes, I saw things inside the picture frame.
Wait, I am seeing a little bit. Oh. Oh, behind the lamp. I saw it. I saw what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Lights zapping across. Oh, behind the... Oh! Oh! Oh!
Did you see that?
I did. There was a time when meadow, grove, and stream, the earth and every common sight, to me did seem apparelled in the celestial, the glory and the freshness of a dream. It is not now as it hath been of yore. Turn wherever so I may, by day or night, the things which I have seen, I now can see no more. The rainbow comes and goes, and lovely is the rose. The moon doth will delight. Look round her when the heavens are bare. Waters on a starry night, fair and beautiful. The sunshine is a glorious birth. But yet I know wherever I am, that there hath passed away a glory from the earth. Our birth is but a sleep and a forgetting. The soul that rises with us, our life star, hath had elsewhere its setting, and cometh from afar, not entirely in forgetfulness, and not utterly in emptiness, but trailing clouds of glory we do come from God, who is our home. Heaven lies about us in our infancy. Shades of the prison house begin to close upon the growing boy, but he beholds the light and whence it flows, and he sees in it his Creator's joy. Thou whose exterior semblance doth belie the soul's immensity, high instincts before which our mortal nature did tremble like a guilty thing surprised. Before those first memories, those shadowy recollections, which be they what they will, are yet the fountain of light all our days, are yet a master light of all our seeing. Uphold us, cherish, and have power to make our noisy years seem moments in the being of the eternal silence, which neither listlessness nor mad endeavor, nor all that is at enmity with man can utterly abolish or destroy. Hence in a season of calm weather, though inland far we be, our souls have sight of the immortal sea, which brought us hither. What though the radiance, which was once so bright, be now forever taken from our view? Though nothing can bring back the hour of splendor in the grass, or glory in the fields, we will grieve not, rather find strength in what remains behind, in the primal sympathy which having been must ever be, in the soothing thought that springs out of human suffering, in the faith that looks through death, in years that bring the philosophic mind. And O ye fountains, meadows, hills and groves, forebode not any severing of our loves. Yet in my heart of hearts I feel you calling me. I have only relinquished one delight, to live beneath your more habitual sway. The clouds that gather round the setting sun do take a sober coloring from an eye that hath kept watch over man's mortality. Thanks to the human heart by which we live, thanks to its tenderness. To me, the meekest of all flowers that blows, gives thoughts that do often lie too deep for tears. I wandered lonely as a cloud. Thank you all for joining us this weekend. It means so much to us. We came to Atchison to research and report any sightings of ghosts. But in the end, we feel it is more accurate to tell you, this home, this town, it is impossible to imagine them without their ghosts. Great music playing.